Hey y'all, welcome back to the Free Black Women's Library YouTube channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Thank you for liking this video and thank you for subscribing to my channel. What's up, y'all? My name is Ola. I am an artist, library worker, and on this channel, I talk about books, movies, and TV shows that I'm just like really excited about and really into. And I have been watching A Different World, which is currently streaming on Netflix starting from season 1, and I'm going to work my way through all the seasons. And today I'm talking about episode 7 of season 1. And the name of this episode is Sometimes You Get the Bear, Sometimes the Bear Gets You. And this episode was kind of cute. It's another crossover episode where we have another member of the Huxtable family visiting Denise at Hillman College. This time it is Grandpa Huxtable, aka Cliff Huxtable's daddy, who is played by the legendary actor Earl Hyman. Now, a few fun facts about Earl Hyman. He was born October 11th, 1926, and he passed away on November 17th in 2017 at the age of 91. He had a long, very illustrious, very varied career on the stage and films and TV shows. He also did the voices of a lot of cartoon characters, like the voices from Thundercats. For those of you who know about Thundercats, he did some of the voices for Thundercats. And he was also a queer man. He was a gay man who was in a 50-year relationship with a Norwegian seaman named Rolf Cerns. 50 years. Now, I find that specific detail about his life to be very interesting and very iconic, right? Him and Rolf lived together as friends, and he described their relationship as a passionate friendship. They never had children. They didn't adopt children, and they were together for 5 decades, which is amazing, especially for this time in history, 1926 to 2017. I find that pretty incredible, that he was able to have his career. And I appreciate that it was so profound, so detailed, so busy. I would love to know if he encountered any homophobia in his lifetime on film sets, on TV sets, on stage. I'm not really sure. I'm curious to read more about that. Earl Hyman is also the cousin to Phyllis Hyman, one of my favorite singers of all time. So that Hyman name definitely comes with a lot of talent. Yeah. So Grandpa Huxtable visits Denise at Hillman. There's this big game going on between Hillman and their rival Dominion College. And it turns out that there's this annual tradition every year where a bunch of guys try to steal the head of the mascot for Dominion College, which is a bear, the Dominion bear head, right? That's the thing. Guys do it every year, and it's this really big deal. So we have Maggie and Jaleesa and Denise, our core three, and they have this plan to steal the bear head because women's rights. They want to show that women can do pranks too. So they decide that they want to steal the bear head, right? But then Denise is all nervous because she's like, my grandpa's coming and I don't want him to know that I'm doing stuff like this. So you guys, I don't think can be involved with this prank. And Maggie and Jaleesa are so disappointed because they want it to be the three of them, right? Three musketeers, three amigos doing this thing. And Denise is like, you guys, my grandpa's going to be here and I don't want to do anything that's going to make him angry with me. Right. And once again, every single episode, we have to mention the fact that Denise is doing poorly in school. Like, they keep overemphasizing this point, and y'all already know, if you've watched my other videos, that something about this bothers me, that this is a constant narrative that Denise is doing bad in school. So either way, she doesn't want to be involved with this prank, right? And also we have Jaleesa, who's in the school choir, and she got the lead role in the concert that they're having in honor of this big homecoming game situation. So that's exciting. And it adds another layer to Jaleesa's character, because now we know that she also sings, in addition to being a divorcee, being a little slightly older, working, industrious, no nonsense. She also is a singer, period. And of course, we see Whitley, my fave, in this episode. She is her usual snobby, condescending, pretty, ultra femme, Southern belle self. And she comes into the room with her pretty pink, fluffy dress on, and she needs someone to zip her up. She comes into the dorm room. She's like, "Can someone zip me up, please?" And Denise zips her up because Maggie and Jaleesa just stand there. This hate that they seem to have for Whitley, it's sometimes also annoys me, but I get it because she is annoying. So either way, Denise zips her up, and Maggie is trying to find out where the Dominion bear head is going to be. So she asks Whitley if she knows anything about it. And Whitley's like, "Why are you asking me that strange question?" And Maggie's like, "Oh, just curious. And Whitley says, "Well, that tradition of the boys stealing the bear head is just so dumb. I don't know if it's the testosterone or what that has those boys acting so silly, right?" And she leaves. So then Denise is like, "You know what? I'm getting down with the prank," right? Because she's upset at what Whitley said, right? So there's this thing of how Denise is, if the writers aren't anything, at least they're consistent with the characters, right? The plot lines are kind of cheesy, kind of crunchy, kind of corny, but there is a consistency in terms of how the characters are dealt with, because Denise is reactionary and she wants to be down with the prank now just because of what Whitley said. So we have our three girls, and they're like, "Yes, we're going to steal this bear head," right? We see Grandpa Huxtable, also known as Earl Hyman. He's there with his friend, who's a recent divorcee, who's just like flirting with everyone. He's flirting with Stevie, he's flirting with the woman at the pit. And it's very much giving handsome, older Black man who's just like on the prowl. Not as creepy as Dwayne is to me, but definitely doing a little bit too much. Turns out that Grandpa Huxtable also wants to steal the bear head, because he never got a chance to steal it 35 years ago when he went to Hillman, right? So at least we understand how Denise got into Hillman now, because her grades are so horrible. She's a legacy student because her dad went to Hillman, her granddad went to Hillman. So even though she probably had like a D average, she was still allowed to go to this illustrious HBCU because of who her family members are. That must be it. Either way, so it turns out that Dwayne Wayne, the last member of our core ensemble, is the Hillman mascot, and it's a chicken. It's some type of bird. So if anybody would know where the Dominion bear is being kept, it would be the Hillman mascot, right? Which is Dwayne. How convenient. This is a very sitcom trope also, where just characters just happen to be in the right place at the right time for the hijinks to ensue. The hijinks are not that high jinking in this particular episode. Like the hijink level is like at a 2 out of 10. So Grandpa Huxtable meets Dwayne, and he's got the mascot costume with him. So Grandpa Huxtable's like, "Oh, you're the one that's the mascot, right?" So they're at the pit, and Grandpa says to Dwayne, "I need you to help me to steal the Hillman bear." And he convinces Dwayne Wayne to let him steal the bear. And you can call me Grandpa if you let me do this. Don't mention this to Denise, though, because I don't want her to know what I'm up to. So Dwayne agrees because he's a pushover. And Grandpa's excited, like, woohoo, we're getting this popping. And so he goes his separate way. And Denise, Jaleesa, and Maggie show up, and they see Dwayne, and they say, "Dwayne, you have to help us steal the Dominion bear." Now, mind you, Dwayne is like, your grandpa is going to steal the Dominion bear, but he can't say that because he promised not to say anything. So the girls are like, "Please, Dwayne, please help us, help us, help us, help us. We really want to take this bear." And Dwayne is like, "Oh, I'm nervous. I don't think I can do this." And they say, "All you have to do is tell us where it is. That's all you have to do. You don't have to be involved in the theft practice of it all. Just tell us where the bear is being kept." And Dwayne says, "Okay, I'll do it." Like I said, Dwayne is a pushover, and he also has this undeniable crush on Denise, so he can't say no to Denise. So he agrees to do it. So now we have Dwayne, who has promised Grandpa Huxtable that he would help steal the bear. And he has also promised our girls that he was going to help them steal the bear at the night of the dinner when the concert is going on. So everybody's at the dinner, the banquet, or whatever. Whitley makes a little announcement. She introduces the choir. The choir comes up with our girl Jaleesa, who's got the solo. They start singing this song that's just like awful. I mean, if there's anything that an old school Black sitcom, although this is not really a Black sitcom, if there's anything an old school Black sitcom or sitcom in general from this era would do, it would be to have some good music. And this choir is not hitting. It's not hitting. But either way, the music begins and it's time to steal the bear. So Dwayne, the bear is being guarded by these two college students from Dominion, slapped in the closet, and they're standing guard. Dwayne comes over and he's got a Dominion jacket on because he's pretending like he's a Dominion student. And he tries to get them to leave their post so that Denise can get in and take the bear head and leave. But the two guys are not falling for Dwayne's okey dokes. He just doesn't pull it off well. Denise shows up and she tricks the two guys standing posts to leave by telling them, "Hey, the coach is looking for you guys." So they run off, and Dwayne is standing guard, and he says to Denise, "Hurry up and get in there and get the bear so we can get out of here." So Denise goes into the room where the bear head is being kept, and Dwayne is standing outside the door, standing guard. And who shows up but Grandpa Huxtable? He wants to steal the bear head as well, right? So he goes into the room. Dwayne tries to stop him, but it doesn't work. He goes into the room. He looks around, and we see Denise is already in the room, and she's got the bear head on. She turns around and she sees him, and he sees her. And there could have been a few more laughs in this moment because we have Denise with the bear head on, but they don't milk it, which is fine. She takes the bear head off and she tries to come up with a story as to what she's doing in there. But then she tells the truth eventually. She says, "I'm trying to steal this bear head." And she says, "But wait, what are you doing in here?" And he says, "Well, I was trying to steal the bear head too. So they share a good laugh because it turns out that Denise misjudged her grandfather because she thought he was like so serious and so was going to look down on her. And he's chuckling at himself, like, and trying to hide this thing from his granddaughter, who was about that life as well. Like they could have easily worked together, right? So they both steal the bear head and they leave. And then we see Jaleesa is supposed to be singing a solo, but she doesn't really sing a solo. She just sings like a few words. And it's just this weird moment of music that I don't that makes no sense. But that's how it ends. So it's a successful coup. And then our closing scene is we see Whitley is asleep in her bed with her little eye mask thing on, and she feels something. She takes the eye mask off. She pulls her sheet back, and the bear head is in her bed, like the infamous scene from Godfather with the horse's head in the bed. For those of you who know Godfather, the iconic film, there's the scene where somebody ends up with a bloody horse's head in their bed. It's very gross, very graphic, but this is what it's reminiscent of. She screams, credits roll, the end. So that was episode 7. Sometimes you get the bear, sometimes the bear gets you. And I would say the highlight of this episode is Grandpa Huxtable, the great Earl Hyman, being on Hillman campus. Another fun highlight is getting to hear Jaleesa sing just a teeny tiny bit. Luckily, we do get to hear her sing in future episodes, so that's soon to come. One thing about sitcom actors and actresses, especially for this era and the era before it, they weren't always just actors. They also could sing, they could dance. Like most of these situational comedies featured actors who were triple threats. So yeah, that's it. So let me know if you're watching these videos. I don't know if anybody's watching these videos, so I'm getting like 10 views per video, but it's okay because I'm gonna keep going because I'm stubborn. But yeah, let me know what you think. And if you've seen anything else with Earl Hyman, please feel free to leave a comment down below. And I'll see y'all in the next one. All right. Bye, y'all.